All right, so I'm going to wood burn a sign here. And I've got this wood burner. I got it from Walmart. And when I got it, the nib went into this hole. That would be what I would actually be burning. So the actual attachment went in here. But that has since burned and broken, actually. So I actually just decided to use the end of this, which burns a lot faster. And so I end up, when I wood burn, I have practiced a lot of writing to try and get my flow with this. A lot of times I'll just go directly onto the wood to do whatever I want to do. But I also sometimes like will carve off the edges here. But I have decided that I'm going to just wood burn this in, and that will sort of smooth them off, because this is a piece of reclaimed wood. This was a piece of wood from a local dojo where the kids broke the boards, and this is just one of the pieces on the ground. And I gather those up. Typically, anybody who doesn't want those, I take them to make signs. So I'm going to make a sign. I think I'm going to do one of my scriptural signs. So I'm going to put on here you see here, sometimes as I'm going through, I'm going to have to go back and like add some extra detail in here, but I'm just trying to mark it out to have the idea of how long the letters are going to fit in. So now I've got that sort of marked out. I'm going to go back through, and any of these that didn't fully burn in, I'm going to go in. Sorry, I'm also holding the camera with my left hand. All right, so I'm just gonna go through and get this taken care of, and then I'll show you the finished product, because it's hard for me to hold the camera and focus on what I'm drawing. All right, so here, and I've added the Joshua 2415 here to it. And you can see that the lines aren't perfect. They're a little bit wiggly in certain spots. And I'll just go through as I see places that need to be sort of adjusted. I'll add a little bit more burning in there. But some places, the burning is almost part of the art itself. So the fact that the wood decides that it wants to curve when I give it a straight line sometimes just adds to the character of the sign. But now I'm going to go around. I'm actually going to burn in the edges of the sign. So this will give the effect of a frame around the actual wood in the sign. And it will smooth out the edges. If any of you are ever using a wood burner, make sure that you keep your hands away from the spots that are the hottest. And you'd think that it's just the metal. You'd think that it's just the spot that's like catching fire, but it is not. This area here with the grip typically tends to be too hot for me to touch, so I have to hold it back here. And that was the case even when I had the actual nibs that I was using. But the nibs never got this good deep black that I wanted in the wood burning. And I'm just a little impatient. It was, when I was using it, it wasn't as easy to keep doing what I wanted it to do. And this is much more straightforward. It's a give and take. I can't get as fine a line with the edge here as I could get with the nib, but for me, it's a trade-off that I'm willing to make because I get a deeper color out of the burn. So I'm gonna add the framing around, I'm gonna stand it up, and I'm gonna burn in all of this. But I need both hands to do that. And I will show you the finished product. All right, so here we've got the edges done. And it's now smoothed all around. Nothing's gonna splinter out. Got a nice smooth finish there. And so now I will be adding a backing to this sign. There's a few of my signs where I've done a sort of a burlap or a hanging apparatus, not necessarily backing, where I've got the hanging, it's a jute rope that I have stapled into the sides of the sign here. And this is one of my painted signs, so it's not wood burned. I've got a few that are wood burned and painted, where I've actually put the jute into the back. Yet again, this one I actually hot glued beneath the staple gun to sort of give an added support there and stabilize it. And there's a few that I will actually add wire to. So this is a wire hanger. Staple gun to the back to hold this sign up. So I make a bunch of signs, Some of them I paint, some of them I wood burn, some of them I do a combination of that. I carve some. I've got some carved and painted here and here. All right, so I've got this sign that I'm going to add this backing to. I've decided that I want to add the wire backing because I think it'll be just a cleaner look on the overall project. So this is my, I use jewelry wire for this. It doesn't support a lot of weight, but it will support this very lightweight sign. So I do these curls in the wire so that I have something that my staple gun will be able to sort of attach to, and it will hold securely onto the back, and it's also kind of pretty. So this is my staple gun. I always keep it clear of its staples, so I never leave it when I'm not using it with staples inside, because I don't want somebody to accidentally use it, squeezing it, because it's not that difficult to squeeze. But you open this up and pull back. It's very easy to put the staples in. So I've got my staples here. I'm just going to slip them in. I can do this while holding the camera. So it looks like that, and then you just sort of slide this in. Oops. See, it's hard to do this while holding camera too. But you push back and slide that in, make sure it's secure. So now I'm going to line up where I want my brackets to go. I'm pretty much just doing this by eye here. So they have sort of an even spacing there. And I'm going to sit the staple gun on top of that spiral to where that I can get it sort of in the center there. Trying to be careful not to move my spiral too much. So get it lined up sort of in the center and squeeze. You see, I got the staple gun to go in there. It's pretty secure. I always make sure after that. Now I will work on this one. Got this. Just going to squeeze it in. And I've got that. Now I've got the two staples in, and it will be secure. And give it a nice flat appearance there. So this will be my finished sign. I will add a clear gloss of Rust-Oleum over this. That way it will seal everything and it'll make it, give it a nice sheen, nice glossy sheen, and it will protect the wood. But that is typically my process. I just have, you can use a non-glossy Rust-Oleum clear and it'll do the same thing. It'll protect the wood, it'll seal the wood. But I like to use the sheen because it gives it a nice shine.